Welcome to our news bulletin with me, Robert Kanisa. But first, the headlines. Pope Leo XIV appoints woman to senior Vatican courier position. Malawi Economic Justice Network, MEGIN, calls for urgent economic reforms as World Bank warns Malawi could miss jobs and growth gains without private sector support. Former Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Colin Zamba, says former Vice President Dr. South Chilima was not officially delegated to attend Kasambala's funeral. And in other news, Zimbabwe's parliament approves controversial constitutional changes, extends presidential term by 2 years. Now the news in detail, and first to our first story. Pope Leo XIV has once again appointed a woman to a senior position in the Roman Curia, naming Salesian sister Alessandra Smeriri to serve as prefect of the Dicastery for Integral Human Development. Sister Smeriri becomes the third woman to lead a Vatican department. The most recent appointment was Mostraro Alvarado for the Dicastery for Communication. We have a report read in the studios by Charity Chilanga.
Sister Smerili will take office on September 1st, replacing Cardinal Michael Uzeni, who turns 80 on July 18th, the usual retirement age for cardinals. The appointment continues a model first used under Pope Francis, with Sister Simona Blambella and Cardinal Angel Fernandez at time for the Dicastery for Institutes of Consecrated Life. At the time, the arrangement was seen as groundbreaking. It marked the first time a woman had been appointed prefect for a dicastery, with the cardinal serving as pro-prefect, a decision that raised questions about possible tensions with canon law. Sister Smeridi will lead the dicastery, with Cardinal Fabio Baggio serving as her deputy. Both are already familiar with the department, which deals with issues such as migration.
The Malawi Economic Justice Network, MEGIN, has called on government to urgently improve the country's business environment, saying that tackling challenges such as foreign exchange shortages, high taxes, inflation, and limited access to finance is critical for reviving the private sector and boost economic growth. MEGIN Regional Coordinator Mervyn Mike Banda made the remarks in response to the World Bank's country private sector diagnostic report, which highlights that Malawi could accelerate economic growth, create jobs, and increase exports if it implements reforms that encourage private sector investment. More details in this report filed by Gift Kalonga.
Banda emphasized that a strong private sector is essential for job creation, high productivity, and the achievement of Malawi's long-term development goals. He noted that government's main responsibility should be to create an enabling environment that allows businesses to operate and grow effectively. He further pointed out that ongoing foreign exchange shortages, high taxation, rising inflation, high lending interest rates, and heavy domestic borrowing by government are limiting access to finance and discouraging investment. According to Banda, addressing these challenges would help businesses expand, generate employment, and contribute more meaningfully to national development.
It is a known factor that the private sector is the engine for development. You cannot talk about job creation, boosting productivity in the absence of the private sector. So the report is true that private sector has a big potential to boost our economic performance because the public sector initially is into service provision and social service provision.
Meanwhile, the World Bank report suggests that Malawi has the potential to create over 100,000 jobs, grow exports, and strengthen foreign exchange earnings if it boosts private sector participation. It recommends improving microeconomic stability, ensuring consistent policies, expanding access to finance, investing in infrastructure, and reducing regulatory barriers to unlock economic potential. For Luntha News, in Lilongwe, this is Gift Kalonga.
The Health and Rights Education Program, HIREP, Malawi, has applauded the Ministry of Health for launching LEN, a long-active HIV prevention injection. HIREP, Malawi National Community Health Ambassador and Executive Director Maziko Matemba told Luntha Television on Wednesday that the injection will be provided free of charge in government health facilities. Emmanuel Georgia reports.
In his remarks, Matemba said Renacapavim will help to eliminate the burden of taking daily oral PrEP, particularly for people at high risk of HIV infection. He emphasized that the injection is administered twice a year, describing it as a major breakthrough that will improve convenience, enhance individual autonomy, and strengthen confidentiality in HIV prevention.
I will be launching the Lenacapavir, LEN, one of the new innovation in terms of long-acting HIV prevention injected, which is administered twice a year. By introducing LEN into public health facilities free of charge, we want to applaud the government of Malawi and for demonstrating profound leadership in global fight to end HIV as a public health threat by 2030.
HIREP Malawi says it will continue to advocate to ensure that this scientific breakthrough translates into a daily reality for all Malawians. Malawi is widely recognized as one of the most successful countries in sub-Saharan Africa in its response to HIV since 2010. The country has achieved a 75% reduction in new HIV infections, reflecting the significant progress in the fight against the pandemic. For Luntha News, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
Education expert Lexon Ndalama has warned that the recent tuition fee adjustments in Malawi's 6 public universities could force many students from low-income families out of higher education, saying the sharp increase comes at a time when many households are already struggling with the high cost of living. Commenting on the development in an interview with Luntha Television, Ndalama said while the fee adjustment reflects the rising cost of running universities, it also risks shutting out students from poor families. Constance Kantemeni reports.
According to Ndalama, universities appear to have focused on the increasing cost of providing quality education without giving enough consideration to the financial situation of the families expected to pay the fees.
I think it's justified because I think it's an indication of how bad our economy has become, how high the cost of living has become, and the universities, just like any organization, use the resources to educate our students. And that almost 100% high of fees.
Social commentator Isaac Chekeziwa has noted that the tuition fee increase will place a heavier burden on many Malawian families already struggling with the rising cost of living, warning that while some students may benefit from loans, many others from poor families who cannot afford the new fees risk being left out of university education.
Maybe for those that will be accessing loans from the Higher Education Loans Board, maybe they will be lucky. But for those that are unlucky not to access the loans, and then their parents can't even raise that kind of money, you can literally expect that they will be affected in terms of attendance for higher education.
The 6 public universities, namely Mzuzu University Mzuni, Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources Luana, Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences MUBAS, Malawi University of Science and Technology MAST, University of Malawi UNIMA, and Kamuzu University of Health Sciences QHS have announced the revised tuition fees effective from the 2026-2027 academic year. For Luntha News, this is Constance Kamtemi.
You are watching news on Luntha Television. We'll be back after this short break.
One 125 years ago, the Catholic faith took permanent root in Malawi. What began as a small missionary presence grew into a vibrant church that continues to proclaim Christ across the nation. For 125 years, the Catholic Church in Malawi has evangelized, educated, healed, and served communities with faith and love. Rooted in Christ, sent for mission, celebrating 125 years of evangelization in Malawi. With gratitude to God, the Malawi Conference of Catholic Bishops, MCCB, announces the national celebration of 125 years of the permanent establishment of the Catholic Church in Malawi. The celebration will take place at St. Mary's Parish, Nzama, in the Diocese of Dedza, the first Catholic parish to be established in Malawi, where the Catholic Church firmly planted its roots in our nation. This jubilee calls us to deepen our identity as missionary disciples rooted in Christ and sent forth for mission. This historic celebration will be presided over by Archbishop Fortunatus Nwachuku, attending as the special delegate of the Holy See. We also appeal to all Catholics and people of goodwill to support this celebration through prayer, participation, and material support. You may send your contributions to National Bank of Malawi, MCCB Pastoral Anniversary, account number 101-434-7891, or Centenary Bank, MCCB Pastoral, account number 925-379-130-5045. During the celebration, we are all encouraged to buy and wear the official anniversary cloth as a sign of unity, thanksgiving, and mission. Come and celebrate 125 years of faith, 125 years of mission, 125 years of the permanent establishment of the Catholic Church in Malawi. Rooted in Christ, sent for mission.
If you have just joined us, know that you are watching news on Luntha Television. Now a reminder of the top stories. Pope Leo XIV appoints woman to senior Vatican courier position. Malawi Economic Justice Network, MEGIN, calls for urgent economic reforms as World Bank warns Malawi could miss jobs and growth gains without private sector support. Former Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Colin Zamba, says former Vice President Dr. Saus Chilima was not officially delegated to attend Kasambala's funeral. And in other news, Zimbabwe's parliament approves controversial constitutional changes, extends presidential term
by 2 years.
And continuing with the news, former Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Colin Zamba, has told Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating the Changapa crash that former Vice President Dr. Charles Chilima attended the funeral of lawyer Raf Kasambala in his personal capacity and was not officially delegated by the government. Appearing virtually before the committee, Zamba said the government had initially designated former Minister of Local Government Richard Jumendo Banda to represent former President Lazarus Chakwera at Kasambala's funeral. However, she explained that the arrangement changed after Chilima indicated that he would attend the funeral in line with protocol. Patrick Pupa with the details.
Zamba told the committee that the arrangement changed after Chilima informed government through his office secretary, Lake Sikwese, that he intended to attend the funeral in line with the protocol. She said following that communication, the government withdrew Chimwendo Banda's delegation. Zamba added that 5 million that had been allocated to facilitate the government representation at the funeral was subsequently transferred to the office of the Vice President. On the search and rescue operation following the disappearance of military aircraft, Zamba said the office of the President and Cabinet, where she served as the Secretary to the President and Cabinet together with government ministers, did not take part in Operation Search for the aircraft that later crashed in Chikangawa Forest, killing Dr. Chilima and 8 others. Former clerk to the cabinet Samson Ngutwa also testified before the committee, largely supporting Zamba's account. He said Richard Chimondo Banda had initially been chosen to represent the government at Kasambara's funeral, but the arrangement was subject to a change if Vice President Chilima decided to attend. In that case, Chilima would have assumed the role of representing the government. The Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee continues hearing evidence from witnesses as it investigates the circumstances surrounding the Chikangawa plane crash that claimed the life of Dr. Salo Chilima and 8 others.
And in other news, Zimbabwe's parliament has approved sweeping constitutional amendments that will extend the presidential term by 2 years and abolish direct presidential elections in a move that has sparked strong criticism from opposition parties. The legislation has now cleared its final parliamentary hurdle and awaits on President Emmerson Mnangagwa's signature to become law. More in this African News report read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
The National Assembly voted 226 to 41 in favor of the amendments endorsing changes previously approved by the Senate on June 24. Among the most significant reforms in the extension of both presidential and parliamentary terms from 5 to 7 years. If enacted, President Mnangagwa's constitutionally limited second and final term would be extended until 2030. Prominent opposition lawyer Doug Cottett warned that the amendments could create a legal pathway for a president appointed by Parliament to begin a new 7-year term. He also argued that the changes could allow Parliament to repeatedly extend its own mandate without returning to voters. Zimbabwe's opposition, weakened by years of political repression and disputed elections, says the constitutional changes will further entrench ZANU-PF's dominance in the resource-rich Southern African nation, which the party has governed since independence in 1980. President Mnangagwa popularly known as the Crocodile for his ruthless political style, came to power in 2017 following a military-backed takeover that ended the 37-year rule of former President Robert Mugabe.
And Tapiwa Kutamutu is here with the weather update.
Good evening, and it's time for weather forecast. Cold to very cold conditions were experienced over most areas this morning, with Nzuzu reporting the lowest at 6 degrees Celsius, followed by Nyika in Rumpi and Mazisi, which reported 7 degrees Celsius, while Malingunde in Lilongwe also experienced very cold conditions at 8 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions accompanied by cold to cool temperatures will be persisting over most areas tonight, but we should expect clear skies over most areas during the morning hours. Partly cloudy conditions are also expected in the afternoon hours of tomorrow, accompanied by warm to hot temperatures. This is all due to the influence of an outgoing high pressure system, which is still pumping in fairly warm air into the country, influencing all these conditions. This is also why tonight we are still expecting partly cloudy conditions to persist over the south, the central, as well as most parts along the lakeshore, but generally clear skies are expected tomorrow in the morning hours. We are also expecting temperatures to remain cold over most areas in the central as well as the northern part of the country, but generally cool to mild conditions are expected over the south and most parts along the lakeshore. Looking into the afternoon hours, we should expect mostly sunny conditions over the south, the central as well as the northern part of the country, accompanied by hazy conditions. Temperatures are also expected to remain hot in some areas tomorrow in the afternoon, such as Ngabu and Isanje at 32 degrees Celsius, 28 over Mangoshi and Monkey Bay, but generally warm conditions will be persisting over the south, the central as well as the northern part of the country. Looking into Friday, we should also expect partly cloudy conditions to persist over most areas, accompanied by cold to cool conditions at night time and yet warm and hot temperatures during the afternoon. I'm Tapiwa Kutamutu. Be wise, be weather-wise.
That marks the end of our bulletin. I'm Robert Abel Kalindiza. Continue enjoying the rest of our programs here on Luntha Television, and bye for now.
One 125 years ago, the Catholic faith took permanent root in Malawi. What began as a small missionary presence grew into a vibrant church that continues to proclaim Christ across the nation. For 125 years, the Catholic Church in Malawi has evangelized, educated, healed, and served communities with faith and love. Rooted in Christ, sent for mission, celebrating 125 years of evangelization in Malawi. With gratitude to God, the Malawi Conference of Catholic Bishops, MCCB, announces the national celebration of 125 years of the permanent establishment of the Catholic Church in Malawi. The celebration will take place at St. Mary's Parish, Nzama, in the Diocese of Dedza, the first Catholic parish to be established in Malawi, where the Catholic Church firmly planted its roots in our nation. This jubilee calls us to deepen our identity as missionary disciples rooted in Christ and sent forth for mission. This historic celebration will be presided over by Archbishop Fortunatus Nwachukwu, attending as the special delegate of the Holy See. We also appeal to all Catholics and people of goodwill to support this celebration through prayer, participation, and material support. You may send your contributions to National Bank of Malawi, MCCB Pastoral Anniversary, account number 101-434-7891, or Centenary Bank, MCCB Pastoral, account number 925-379-130-5045. During the celebration, we are all encouraged to buy and wear the official anniversary cloth as a sign of unity, thanksgiving, and mission. Come and celebrate 125 years of faith, 125 years of mission, 125 years of the permanent establishment of the Catholic Church in Malawi. Rooted in Christ, sent for mission.
Announcement: transition to cashless ticketing. Malawi Airlines would like to inform all valued customers that effective 1st May, all ticket purchases will be conducted exclusively through cashless transactions. As part of this transition, payment will be accepted via bank transfers and POS machines for various banks available at our offices. This measure is designed to streamline our processes, reduce transaction times, and ensure a safer, more secure way of completing bookings. Cashless ticketing will complement our existing online booking platforms, our website, and our mobile application while aligning with global aviation practices that embrace digital payment solutions. We encourage all customers to prepare for this change by making use of the available electronic payment facilities. Our sales and airport staff will be available to guide and assist customers during this transition. For further assistance, please contact our customer service team via customerrelations@malawianairlines.com or call our support line. We remain committed to serving you with dignity, efficiency, and care as we embrace this new chapter. This announcement is brought to you by Malawi Airlines Management.
Malawi Airlines, from the warm heart of Africa.
We have come with open hearts, oh let the ancient words impart.
Oh let the ancient words impart.